KT McFarland joins us this morning. May I offer an opinion here? Many hostages have been released. The war has not widened into Lebanon or the West Bank. It seems to me that, I'd hate to use the word, but Israel is winning, or at least they have a firm grip on Hamas. What say you?
No, I think Israel's winning and has won militarily up until this point.
Yes.
But they were doing a very good job of rooting out Hamas leaders and the soldiers and finding the tunnels and destroying the ammunition dumps. But Hamas has just flipped the script. And here's how they've done it. By releasing these hostages, they're going to dribble them out a few at a time. And anybody who's connected to any of the hostages, any national leaders or any families, are going to say, oh, please extend the ceasefire a few more days. Let's get our people out. And how could you not want that? But what's going to happen is now going forward, Hamas is going to stretch out that ceasefire as long as they can. They use that time to regroup, to rearm, to get the bad guys out of the crosshairs, and then Hamas is going to come back a few years from now, resupplied by Iran, and do it again. Meanwhile, President Biden and others have said the ceasefire should continue. This should be extended. War should stop. And what will Israel do? Israel is going to look like the aggressor if after the ceasefire ends, it goes in to finish the job. So long explanation for my answer to you, Stu, but I think at the end of the day, Israel is not going to do what it needs to do, which is to eradicate and eliminate Hamas.
Okay, we'll leave it there. We should debate later in private, perhaps. I was thinking more in terms of public relations. Holding children hostage and then exchanging them for car bombers is disgusting. And I think the world should see it that way.
Yeah.
And, I want to move on to this. Senator Tom Cotton, conservative guy, he's calling for a much stronger response to the attacks on U.S. troops by Iran. Watch this. Roll it.
I would target Iranians who are operating in Iraq and in Syria. I would also send a clear message to Iran: if these attacks don't stop immediately, then we'll begin to threaten their assets, like Ronald Reagan when he sank half of Iran's Navy for attacking a U.S. Navy ship. Look, the president keeps talking about fear of escalation. Fear of escalation ensures escalation. The way to stop it is to establish escalation dominance over a terror-supporting regime like Iran.
What do you say to that, KT? The way to counter this is by real force. What do you say?
Well, I am a Reagan person. I worked in the Reagan administration, and I worked in the Trump administration. And the way those two presidents dealt with Iran was economic strangulation. And for example, in the Trump administration, Iran was broke. It wasn't able to export oil. Oil prices were low, even if it could sneak out its oil. And so what was happening? Hamas was complaining to the Iranian leaders to say, where's our money? Where's our stuff? And Iran had to cut off the terrorists because it couldn't afford to do it. I believe in economic strangulation. I also believe that we've got to have a strong military deterrent, and I don't think President Biden does either of those. In fact, he's enriched Iran. He's allowed Iran access to $100 billion, nearly $100 billion since the Biden administration began, through higher oil prices, failure to enforce the sanctions, giveaways to Iran. So we're paying for both sides of this war.
We are indeed. KT, always good. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you again later. Thanks a lot, KT.